When I was young, my family went to Seaside Park by the sea quite often. My dad had MS and believed that the salt water had healing properties. He always felt refreshed after swimming in the salt water and inhaling the salt air. At an early age, I found the sea to be spiritually healing, and it became my quiet place where God walked beside me, feeling the sand beneath my feet, gathering treasures by the water's edge, listening to the pounding waves and the songs of the seagulls, seeing the expanse of God's creation and knowing his presence filled my soul. I live inland now, not by the sea, so I find myself sitting by a babbling brook or a lake, rocking in a chair on the porch, or sitting quietly at home, meditating and reflecting on God's word. He is always beside me. I'm Sharon Brignon, a lay leader at Bethel United Methodist Church and a deaconess of the United Methodist Church. God empowers me, and only through his grace and strength have I been able to accomplish what I have. You see, on January 9th, 1993, my car hit black ice, slid down a snowy ravine, and collided with a utility pole. The jaws of life cut me from the car, and I was airlifted to a nearby trauma center. I sustained a head injury that altered my ability to comprehend, remember, and speak. After a year, I was able to walk without assistance, and that was grand. But my brain injury continues to be a challenge. Needless to say, during that time, I was unable to work or provide food for the table. A nearby food pantry greeted me with compassion and guided me through the process. They walked alongside me as long as I needed their support. Their love for God's people permeated all that they did, whether it was guidance through the process of receiving the food, or it was handling the grocery bags and offering them, um, taking me through the fresh produce section and allowing me to choose, speaking words of kindness and love. I, the receiver, experienced God's love and compassion. This life altering and near death experience, fully receiving God's grace and mercy and being embraced by the love and warmth of his light, have been the most powerful motivations for me to serve God and my community through Safe Food Ministry and now through Stephen Ministries. Now I'm training to be a Stephen minister so that I can provide high quality, one-on-one Christ-centered care for others. I am looking forward to listening, caring, encouraging, and providing emotional and spiritual support to God's people through this new ministry. According to God's wise plan, his people were to have hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." I have hope and a future because Christ walks alongside me all the way. Perhaps you are called to such a time as this, to embrace Christ-centered training to serve others compassionately. Please contact us at walkingalongside02@gmail.com. to ask questions for additional information, and to inquire about training as a Stephen minister.